following several breaking stories at this hour. A TSA worker at Pittsburgh International Airport has tested positive for coronavirus.
Plus, the city of Pittsburgh just announced a hiring freeze for dozens of positions to offset the financial hit of the pandemic.
And promising news out of Allegheny County. For the second day in a row, no new coronavirus deaths have been reported. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Peggy Finnegan. Here is what we know so far about that TSA worker's case. The worker tested positive last Sunday, April 25th, and has not been to work since that day. The TSA says the employee was involved with screening passengers. Travelers who may have had contact with this employee are being urged to contact their doctors. And the agency is instructing co-workers who had contact to isolate or quarantine.
Now to an update from Allegheny County. Again, no new deaths were reported today, but the county says that may be due to a delay in reporting for the weekend. 20 new cases have been reported since yesterday, and that brings the total of positive cases to 1,365. Of those, 240 patients have been hospitalized.
And also breaking at this noontime, a disturbing discovery, to say the least, in McKees Rocks, where someone found a woman's body in a refrigerator. Channel 11's Renee Wallace has breaking details from the scene.
This is a very active scene here in McKees Rocks. I'm actually along Helen Street, and directly behind me is the apartment building where the body of the victim was found, we understand, up on the second floor, and the victim was a woman. Now, Allegheny County Police say the woman's body was found under suspicious circumstances about 9:45 this morning. Neighbors here on scene told me they had noticed an odor, and when they checked on that odor, that's when they discovered a body which had been stuffed into a refrigerator that was located up on the second floor. No information right now on who the victim may be. County police are asking anyone with information to please give them a call. I can tell you, though, firsthand from speaking to tenants who live in this building, they are very upset. They do not think the victim lived in the apartment building, but of course that information will ultimately come from the Allegheny County Medical Examiner. We will be on this very disturbing yet developing story all day. Reporting from McKees Rocks, I'm Renee Wallace, Channel 11 News.
Also breaking at noon, Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto has instituted a hiring freeze on 64 unfilled positions in the city government. We're told it will save the city $3 million in salaries. Pittsburgh is expected to lose 21% of its revenue this year. There are no other budget cuts right now, but directors of city departments are being asked to review their finances for non-personnel cuts down the road.
You may see some changes on your next grocery trip. Giant Eagle is temporarily limiting how much meat you can buy. The store says purchases of ground beef and on-sale meat items will be limited to 2 of each product per transaction. Giant Eagle says it is working with several meat suppliers to make sure products are consistently available.
Pennsylvania is teaming up with 6 other states to buy equipment and supplies to fight the coronavirus pandemic. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is leading the effort. Governor Tom Wolf says states are stronger when they work together.
Part of this is testing. It's not just the equipment. We really need to work together to build the capacity to test, or we're not going to be able to give our citizens the confidence they need to go back to work. They're not going to have the confidence we need them to have to go back to school or to go back to the store or to go back to worship. So all those things are really important, and by working together we can pool our financial resources.
The states plan to buy about $5 billion worth of personal protective equipment, tests, ventilators, and other equipment.
Most of our counties here in southwest Pennsylvania will stay in the red stage, while 24 other counties, including Lawrence and Mercer, are going to move on to the yellow phase of reopening on Friday. Now, in determining which counties could open, the state considered hospital capacity, population density, elderly population, the ability to conduct contact tracing, and new cases. Now, Allegheny County is meeting the criteria of fewer than 50 cases per 100,000 people needed to reopen. Officials say, though, the population density is so high here that there could easily be a spike in cases if we move too fast. More counties will likely start the yellow reopening phase on May 15th. Governor Tom Wolf is expected to announce those counties this week.
So how did the state make the decision on who was going to reopen first? Well, for that, they turned to Carnegie Mellon University, and we've talked about their COVID Cast site before. They've created 5 interactive maps. The maps display real-time data on symptoms, doctor visits, medical tests, and browser searches related to COVID-19. The Wolf administration says this is the kind of data they use to determine which parts of the state will start to reopen.
Many Americans are starting to show quarantine fatigue. You may be among them. They're breaking some stay-at-home and social distancing rules in businesses, public parks, and beaches. Meanwhile, some businesses are reopening without approval. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez reports from New York City.
As more of the country lifts restrictions, the calls for states to reopen are growing louder. From Nevada to Maine, California to Maryland.
Sadly, we had far more people die yesterday in Maryland than we had protesters.
The lack of social distancing by protesters is concerning health experts.
It's devastatingly worrisome to me personally, because if they go home and infect their grandmother or their grandfather, they will feel guilty for the rest of our lives.
In California, some businesses are defying orders and opening their doors anyway.
I have to eat. I have to pay my bills. So they're my rights. This is my business, and I have the right to keep it open.
We're going to stay open regardless of citations. We're going to stay open regardless of cease and desist orders.
It comes as 8 more states are easing restrictions starting today, including Florida. But in Clearwater, where hundreds of spring breakers force beaches to close, some residents are worried about reopening too quickly.
I think that people who are coming out here may not be so respectful of health and needs of other people, and it does concern me.
Warmer weather across the country is now putting social distancing rules to the test.
I've been waiting for this a long time. I haven't been out the house in over a month.
In New York City, 1,000 police officers patrolled busy parks. In neighboring New Jersey, golf courses and state parks reopened, seemingly just in time.
It's a beautiful day.
Yep.
I think it's definitely good out here, as long as you have a mask.
With the stay-at-home order lifted in Georgia, social distancing was hard to spot at this park in Atlanta. A similar concern in Texas, where beaches reopened Friday.
I have not seen a lot of use of masks, and there are certain areas and certain times of day and certain places where it doesn't seem like social distancing is even a thing.
This emergency field hospital in New York Central Park is set to start winding down later today. It'll stop taking new patients, but the stay-at-home order here in the city is still very much in effect. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, New York.
Meanwhile, more help is available to small businesses right here in Pittsburgh, and it's all thanks to Facebook. Channel 11's Mike Holden talked to local business owner who says every dollar counts.
Small business owners like Duro Dry Cleaners are really hurting. They're trying to figure out how to stay afloat during this very difficult time. They say they're going to apply for that Facebook grant, but they feel cautiously optimistic. Duro Dry Cleaners is feeling the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. The Ross Township McKnight Road business has been a ghost town for the last few weeks. Their machines are quiet, racks empty. Customers have stopped dropping off clothes because they're working from home or they're just trying to save cash.
This rail would be full front to back.
Owner Joseph Ferranti says their revenue is now down 80%. They're still considered an essential business, and they're taking orders and washing lab coats and clothing for some hospitals. Ferranti admits they're looking for financial relief. He's already taken out 2 small business loans. Recently, though, Facebook announced they are offering a $100 million fund to help small businesses. The social media giant announced plans to hand out $175,000 to at least 40 Pittsburgh businesses. Business owners have until Friday to apply online. Ferranti says the money will help, but he admits he's skeptical.
You kind of think it's like there's a catch. So if they're going to offer $4,000, I don't know how much cash they're actually going to give you. we all do know that Facebook advertising works, so any little bit helps.
Now, to be eligible for these Facebook small business grants, you have to be in operation for 1 year and have between 2 and 50 employees. For more information on ways to apply, head over to WPXI.com and the WPXI News app. And starting at 5 o'clock, how Duro Dry Cleaners is working to pivot and repurpose their branding. That's all starting at 5. Reporting in Ross, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
We're seeing a mix of sun and clouds today, and it is much cooler than yesterday.
Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier is tracking the temperature change from her home. Danielle.
Good afternoon, Gordon and Peggy. I'm tracking a beautiful day today, but it is a rather breezy day. Those winds are blowing around our tower cam here this afternoon. The temperatures are in the 50s in many locations and climbing into the upper 50s later today. The winds are gusty. They're gusting up to about 20 miles per hour in many locations as well, and we're looking at occasional gusts to about 30 miles per hour from time to time today. It's certainly blowing around that tree pollen. Not the greatest day for those allergy sufferers to get outside, as that is in the high category today. I am tracking rain, which may help the pollen out there. I'll let you know when more rain comes into the forecast coming up.
Breaking right now, state police just issued an alert for an escaped inmate in Fayette County. They say Justin Shea ran from a prisoner transport van at State Route 21 in German Township. That is near the Double T bar. We're told he stole a 2003 black BMW that has a license plate tag with the number KSR 5772. If you see him, you're asked to call police.
A wild crash left a car-sized hole in a local auto body shop. Take a look at this video. This is the damage at Flora Auto Body in Belts Hoover. Police say the car drove straight through and kept right on going. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer dug through the police report to learn more.
Police say the suspect came speeding down Boggs Avenue here and then crashed into Flora Auto Body, leaving a large hole now boarded up there. His passenger, the mother of his children, was hurt and told investigators he intentionally crashed. Mangled customer vehicles inside Flora Auto Body after a vehicle crashed right through the shop, a longtime business on Warrington Avenue in Belts Hoover. The owner, upset, didn't want to comment, but gave Channel 11 a look at the damage. According to police, this man, Anthony Terry, was the driver responsible Saturday afternoon. A nearby business caught surveillance video showing the car come down Boggs Avenue and then the impact. Documents say the mother of his children was in the passenger seat. She told officers the pair had been separated and he wanted to move back in. When she said no, that the kids were afraid of his actions, documents say Terry stated that he would kill himself and said if he's dying, then she's dying with him, and then sped into the cinder block. After the crash, police say that Terry ran off, back up Boggs, up the hill, and then went to this overpass and jumped off. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The mother of his children also hurt. She was in serious condition when we last checked. We're working to find out how they're doing right now, and we're going to have the very latest for you at 5. Reporting in Belts Hoover, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
I don't remember anything for probably over a week.
That grandmother recovered from COVID-19, and now she's home after 46 days in the hospital. Her message to everyone about the virus.
Plus, a new plea to fill out your census forms, how it could help lead to additional COVID-19 resources.
And should the goal be to test 100% of the country for coronavirus? We asked one of UPMC's top doctors. Up next.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic. When you walk out that
WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Allegheny County.
A major shift is happening in the fight against COVID-19. Last week, Los Angeles became the first major city in the country to open up coronavirus testing to people, even if they don't have symptoms. UPMC is doing the same. And Channel 11 News anchor Catherine Amenta spoke to their chairman of emergency medicine to help us better understand where the country's testing started, where it is, and where it's going.
As we're coming down from the high numbers of symptomatically infected people, we do need to know how many are carrying it that we don't know about to help protect the most vulnerable people.
Dr. Donald Yealy, chairman of emergency medicine at Pitt and UPMC, says we're entering a new phase of testing for COVID-19, and it puts an emphasis on asymptomatic people.
And that's where 1 or 2% of the entire population, particularly if it's chosen right, would help us understand how much is lurking around that we haven't already figured out. I don't think 100% testing is possible, nor is it actually even necessary.
Locally, UPMC has now started COVID testing asymptomatic people who come into their hospitals for other conditions. And Dr. Yealy thinks this will only keep expanding.
I suspect to get a better handle on the population, eventually, maybe not this week or next, we'll actually have to go out to sample people where they're at.
In addition, UPMC announced last week that they will start offering antibody tests to see who was infected and now has those all-important antibodies. That could be happening in the next 2 to 4 weeks, but Dr. Yealy says that test is still being developed.
All we can test for today are the general antibodies that come up with this or a similar virus. It doesn't actually tell me, are you still immune? So I can get some information, but not the ideal information.
Dr. Yealy points out that while our testing for COVID-19 must keep maturing, researchers, they've achieved a lot in just a few months. The rapid flu test, that took 40 years to fine-tune.
That's something I think that is often lost in the assessment of the COVID-19 response.
Catherine Amenta, Channel 11 News.
Dr. Yealy also says the U.S. may have missed a big opportunity in January or February to better utilize experience from other countries when developing our tests, but added it's hard to say what impact it could have had.
Scientists at Oxford say their vaccine is making headway. Researchers hope to have enough data to enter phase 2 trials by next month. However, a leading scientist issued a warning on Meet the Press about staying the course. He's afraid the rush to get a vaccine is the biggest safety hurdle they'll face in its development.
There's now a plan in place to reopen state parks. The Department of Conservation and Natural Resources says it will happen in phases. First, all marinas in state parks will be open this Friday. Then on May 15th, state park, forest facilities, and campgrounds will be open in yellow phase counties. That includes McConnell's Mill State Park in Lawrence County. Strong storms moved through Tennessee yesterday, catching construction workers by surprise. They were on the roof when winds suddenly picked up. Dangerous situation here. As you can see, they got as low as they could and tried to hang on. One of them even jumped inside the partially built home. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
We're in for a cool afternoon, comparatively speaking. We had highs in the 70s on Sunday. We're looking at highs today only in the upper 50s with sun and clouds and a north-northwesterly wind at 10 to 20, gusting occasionally to 30 miles per hour. Look for lows tonight down in the mid-30s. As we increase the clouds, we're looking at a light northerly wind. You may want to go ahead and wrap up your sensitive flowers and vegetation tonight as those temperatures fall. Something else happening tonight is another meteor shower, the Eta meteor shower, and you can see we are expecting anywhere from about 10 meteors per hour here across the northern tier of the U.S. to slightly higher amounts of maybe 20 per hour down across the southern states. Now, the only thing is that moon is going to be a waxing gibbous, so it's going to be really bright in the sky, so that may be a little bit of a hindrance for us. But the forecast is actually calling for brief clearing, and it is going to be peaking into early Tuesday morning. The unfortunate part is I think before dawn tomorrow, we are looking at pretty cloudy skies across the area. Let me show you, though, that brief clearing coming in here for this evening and tonight. You can see it here. Once the sun goes down, 9, 10 o'clock, we are looking at a mostly clear sky. 11 o'clock, still looking pretty good as well. So if you do want to go out and maybe try to catch some of those meteors despite the moon, that'd be your best time to do it because clouds do build in late overnight into tomorrow morning. You can see our hour-by-hour storm tracker maps for the rest of the day Tuesday. Pretty cloudy. There's going to be a chance for a shower coming in mainly during the afternoon and especially for Pittsburgh and points south. And then that chance becomes a little more widespread into late Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. And speaking of Wednesday, I've got something else to show you. New data coming in. I'm going to show you the hour-by-hour forecast for Wednesday coming up. You don't want to miss it in the next half hour. In the meantime, take a look at our forecast tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be cool once again, only topping out in the upper 50s with it looks like a partly sunny sky. About 55 in Washington tomorrow, 58 in Greensburg. And then, of course, we've got really cold air on the weekend table here. I have been talking about it here this past weekend. Next weekend, we have a huge dip in the jet stream coming. That's going to allow some really cold air from Canada to come in, and we're looking at lows falling down to freezing and below. And this is a look at some of our coldest temperatures we've had late in the spring season. So while we are going to be getting below freezing, and we don't see it quite too often this late in the spring, it certainly has happened before. Thought you would think that was interesting. Here's the 5-day forecast, and your weekend always in view. 48 Wednesday with rain and snow showers. 58 Thursday. More rain and snow as we head into the weekend. We're talking another chance for some rain and snow showers. So certainly a week of below average temperatures in our forecast, and low temperatures throughout the week in general will be down in the 30s as well. So stick around. I'm going to show you that hour-by-hour rain and snow forecast for the middle of the week coming up.
With the pollution, we still need it.
Despite those drawbacks, U.S. Steel is an economic engine. How cutbacks will affect the Mon Valley.
Plus, why a doctor is spearheading an effort to make alternative masks for the hearing impaired.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Catherine Amenta.
At Channel 11 Morning News, we help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today with temperatures.
Heavier delays for the inbound morning commute.
We expanded our breaking news team to better cover news happening right now and give you new information throughout the morning.
Let's get right to Jennifer Tomazik live at the breaking news desk.
A huge impact on the area. In fact, we just found out.
Don't miss anything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4.
in Beaver County. Wearing a mask can be difficult for people with disabilities, including the hearing impaired. Traditional face coverings muffle voices. They make it impossible to read lips. So a doctor in North Carolina researched a pattern for clear face masks, and the donations started pouring in.
Within a couple days, I had 10 people reach back out to me, said they would sew the masks. And then within a couple more days, we had about 20 masks here.
That doctor is now passing out the clear masks for free to anyone who needs one.
Some promising news overseas. Spain, which is one of the hardest hit countries, began a 4-phase reopening plan today. In phase 1, masks are mandatory on public transportation. Restaurants, which were previously delivery only, can now offer takeout. And small businesses like bookstores can resume limited services. Pittsburgh Bishop David Zubik is saying thank you to teachers.
Whether you teach in a Catholic school, a public school, a private school, whether you teach in the elementary level, high school, college, graduate school, just want to be able to thank you for all that you do to help create a better world.
The bishop shared a video blessing for teachers online. He also read a special petition for teachers as part of Mass.
I don't know for right or wrong. All I know is I opened up.
Reopening with or without approval, the risks some local businesses are taking to keep from going under.
And a local grandmother wound up on a ventilator after her whole family caught coronavirus. She takes us through her tough journey home after a month in the hospital.
Every candidate, every voice, every vote matters. From the campaign trail to your backyard, we're talking to the candidates about the big issues and to the voters who will decide the election. Channel 11 News, Decision 2020 coverage. WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Butler County.
Breaking right now, there are now more than 50,000 coronavirus cases in Pennsylvania.
Yes, we just got new numbers in from the state, and statewide cases have jumped over the 50,000 mark. In our area, there are now 458 cases in Beaver County, 180 in Butler County, 83 in Fayette, 120 in Washington, and 403 cases in Westmoreland County. And you can see all of those updated numbers scrolling along the bottom of your screen.
How long in the hospital?
A month.
Oh my.
46 days.
A grandmother we told you about has recovered from coronavirus, and she was one of several people in her family to come down with it. Channel 11's Amy Marcinkowitz has their resilient story.
5.5 weeks ago, we featured this family, 5 people all in the same family with COVID, including a baby and a grandma. Grandma so sick, she was in ICU and on a ventilator. Today, she came home.
Oh, it's great. Great to be home.
She's telling her story of survival to show people you can beat COVID-19. 69-year-old Kathy Daly is happy to be home, happy to be alive, even though it was touch and go for a while.
I don't remember anything from getting in the ambulance. After that, I don't remember anything for probably over a week.
She was in the hospital for 46 days, on a ventilator for 8.
Do you feel like yourself? Back to yourself yet, or are you getting there?
Mentally, but physically I still need some therapy.
Her family documented Kathy's progress from the hospital to 2 weeks in rehab to relearn how to walk. Kathy doing sit-to-stands, taking steps with a walker, family visiting her outside her window.
Be careful, it can happen to you.
She lives with her daughter Ann and son-in-law, who have 2 kids in the high-risk category. The whole family had the virus. Her 4-month-old baby girl has 1 kidney and a hole in her heart. Her 9-year-old son living with autism. Mom says luckily both had mild symptoms. Ann glad to have her mom back.
Now everybody wants to get back to normal, and that's all well and good, but I feel like as slow as we take it, the better it will turn out. Because I wouldn't want anybody to have to go through what my mom went through and what our whole family went through.
This family has been through the ringer fighting this virus for weeks. Grandma just glad to be home, surrounded by loved ones. Amy Marcinkowitz, Channel 11 News.
What a story. All right, thank you, Amy. A drug that could ease symptoms of COVID-19 is expected to reach hospitals this week. We've talked a lot about remdesivir. It was developed to treat Ebola, but testing shows it might shorten the hospital stays of severely sick coronavirus patients. The FDA says it is working with the drug maker Gilead to distribute it.
We are now firmly focused on getting this medicine to the most urgent patients around the country here in the United States, beginning to work with the government, which will determine which cities are most vulnerable and where the patients are that need this medicine.
Remdesivir would be a treatment. It's not a vaccine, but if patients spend fewer days in the hospital, that could ease the pressure on the healthcare system.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says his order requiring people to wear face masks was taking it too far. He announced 1 week ago that masks were required in stores, but that didn't sit well with some, so DeWine changed his mind, but is still highly recommending that people wear them.
It became clear to me that that was just a bridge too far, that people were not going to accept the government telling them what to do.
Retailers in Ohio are allowed to reopen beginning May 12th. Employees are still required to wear face masks. But some made it clear they do support the governor's response. Doctors held a counter-protest at the Ohio State House yesterday. They applauded the state health director and the governor's efforts to contain the virus. They say they wanted to raise awareness about doctors' fears if the state reopened too quickly.
And developing at noon, coronavirus is dealing a blow to U.S. Steel and the Mon Valley. Thousands of people could be laid off. Some of them will be in our area. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman reports on another troubling ripple effect of this pandemic.
Well, some people here living in Clairton tell me the U.S. Steel plant right behind me is the town's lifeline for many jobs, and they're very upset to hear about the company's layoffs, which impacts both workers and their families.
It upsets me.
U.S. Steel sent out a notice of plans to lay off 6,500 workers. However, they believe the total number of people to actually lose their jobs will be around 2,700. A spokesperson says the significant impact from the COVID-19 pandemic forced the company to idle one blast furnace at the Mon Valley Works, which includes 4 plants. One of them is in Clairton.
We need it. Even with the pollution, we still need it.
A spokesperson tells us as there will be some layoffs in the Pittsburgh area, the numbers are not expected to be large enough to trigger warn at any of the locations in our area.
This community is pretty good. If you ask for help, there's people who can help.
U.S. Steel says they lost $391 million in revenue in the first quarter. The layoffs are also due to operational adjustments. And prior to this pandemic, manufacturing demand also slowed down. Now, U.S. Steel did not specify how many workers at the Mon Valley Works will be impacted. Reporting in Clairton, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
If you are heading out this afternoon, don't expect that summer-like weather we saw yesterday. It was really beautiful, wasn't it? Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier timing out our forecast from her home. Danielle.
Good afternoon, Peggy. Hope you had a great weekend. We're taking a look at our forecast for the rest of the day. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s and then falling into the lower 50s through 7 o'clock, upper 40s at 9. So if you are out and about, you will certainly need a jacket, especially when you factor in that wind. Here is a look at our wind forecast. Those winds are going to be sustained up around 10 to 20 miles per hour through the rest of the afternoon, with occasional gusts to nearly 30 miles per hour from time to time. But notice how the winds do come down. Once we get past sunset, you can see those winds really lightening up between about 5 and 10 miles per hour through 11 o'clock. I've got a closer look at that rain and snow for the middle of the week still to come.
Still ahead, the major hurdle the NHL is going to have to jump if and when the season picks back up.
I'm Lisa Robertson, and we're launching a special version of Local Steals and Deals, shining a spotlight on small businesses. They're the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. Join us in making a difference. Text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop. We want to make sure you know everything you need to know to get prepared for your day.
We decide what is the most important thing that you need to know when you wake up.
Once the story goes on air, that's just the beginning. It's going to change throughout the morning. It always does.
That's why Channel 11 Morning News is here to get you prepared. We have the breaking news desk. We have Scott and Tricia looking out for you as far as weather and traffic. When you walk out that door,
where you live on Channel 11 News.
The FTC is raising concerns about fake COVID-19 testing sites around the country. The Federal Trade Commission says the scammers often use legitimate-looking tents and signs, but in reality, the criminals are taking people's health information, credit card, and social security numbers. One woman says she paid $240 for a fake test outside a church in Louisville, Kentucky, and later tested positive for COVID-19 with a real test.
I just don't know what possesses people to think that it's okay to manipulate and use people and put their lives in jeopardy.
AARP says it's also gotten reports of the fake testing sites in several states.
University of Pittsburgh researchers are working on a nasal spray that could prevent people from contracting COVID-19. According to the Trib, the spray would include a protein that's found in red algae. That protein has been shown to bind to surfaces of the coronavirus so that it cannot infect healthy cells. Researchers say the spray is being developed for healthcare workers and people with weakened immune systems. The spray would not replace a vaccine.
The NHL could face another hurdle if the league decides to continue the 2019-20 season, getting non-Canadian players into Canada. The border between the U.S. and Canada is closed. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said yesterday players would need to follow quarantine protocol, meaning some players might have to sit out some games. Trudeau says he's talking with the NHL about how to move forward. The NHL, the Players Association, has also been in talks. One option is playing the rest of the games in Canada.
Spring is normally a crucial time for home sales. Why experts say buyers and sellers may want to hold off.
We don't know what to do.
With that, business owner is taking control despite warnings from health officials. Why he believes he's in the right.
I know you have a lot of questions.
Only Channel 11 News can walk you through what it's like taking a coronavirus antibody test.
My test took about 10 minutes start to finish.
Stay with Channel 11 for answers about coronavirus.
Near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
We're in the business to take care of pets. This is our job to take care of dogs. This is what we do for a living. We got to do something.
His dog grooming business is open for business. He didn't wait for permission from anyone. Channel 11's Christine D'Antonio spoke with him and asked him why he's doing this, and she found out the answer is pretty simple.
Candalore's Barking Beauties reopened its doors this Wednesday.
We have about 24 haircuts still to do.
The owner says that he made the decision to reopen his doors after he got requests from over 750 people.
Now, I'm not saying this to justify what we're doing, but nowhere on here does it mention anything about pet grooming salons, dog grooming salons, pet care services. Nowhere. I carry with me everywhere I go because I'm expecting at some point in time the police to come.
Norm Candelore says between the 3 locations of Candalore's Barking Beauties, his business serves 16,000 customers. When Governor Wolf initially ordered mandatory shutdowns of all non-life-sustaining businesses on March 19th, Candelore says he complied. But week after week of the business reopening being pushed back, combined with customers begging for help with nail clippings and removing painful dog matting, Candelore decided he'd had enough and opened up this Finleyville location only.
I understand there's some people mad at me because I opened up. I get that. But I'm going to say this honestly, about 95%, as you can see, they're coming in, support what we're doing.
Anita Perrine is one of them who believes the dog salon needs to be opened.
Definitely so. Our dog needs her nails trimmed. She needs a good bath. Yeah. And she's too big to sit in the bathtub.
Nice and pure resident?
Everything that Governor Wolf has asked us to do from the CDC recommendations, we're doing.
Safety measures like wearing masks, limiting the lobby to 1 customer, and curbside pickup are a few of the adjustments made. Washington County Commissioner Nick Sherman says he's received several requests from dog grooming businesses and understands the frustrations, but worries what may happen.
They do that at their own risk. But will the state police kick down your door? I would think not, but is there repercussions later on down the road when they say you didn't adhere to safety inspections and what the health professional said to do so they can pull your license? And the answer is, I would think yes.
And the owner says he plans to reopen the other 2 locations in Allegheny County on May 8th. In Finleyville, Washington County, I'm Christine D'Antonio, Channel 11 News.
This week, Shell will add 300 more workers to its construction site in Beaver County. The COVID-19 crisis stopped construction in March after workers raised safety concerns. Shell will operate under new safety procedures. There have been no plans to fully ramp up production. A total of 800 employees will be on site. Before the pandemic, there were 7,000. Governor Wolf's ban on construction was lifted Friday as part of the administration's phased reopening plan. The home buying season should be in full swing by now, but consumer advisor Clark Howard says even though it's slow right now, it will pick up.
We have a really odd situation with the housing market, completely different than we had with the housing bust that started in 2007. The housing market is slowing to a crawl. Typically, the spring selling season is the key for house sales. Well, the listings are evaporating. People are saying, as sellers, I'm going on strike. This isn't the time to sell. In fact, listings for most agents, they're telling me, are down, down, down. But this doesn't mean home prices are going to collapse. If you own a home, don't be in fear. The reality is people are kind of frozen in place. We're dealing with an unusual event that has nothing to do with the economy, but is infecting the economy. When we get past coronavirus, the housing market will be A-OK. So as a seller, you may find buyers right now, but it may be best to wait. I'm Clark Howard.
Taking a look at our forecast for the rest of the day today, we do have the wind that's out there, and we've been noticing our tower camera shaking around. We've been having some sun, some clouds today. Tonight, we're going to increase the clouds. The temperatures will be falling into the middle 30s. We've got some much cooler air on the way. So you want to wrap up your sensitive flowers tonight. Light northerly winds will be around, so those winds will be coming down mainly after sunset. Here's a look at our other area lows. Freezing in Butler, Indiana, 34, 35 in Washington and Greensburg. So we are all waking up on Tuesday morning with a chill to the air. And speaking of the cold, I wanted to show you basically the latest date of the killing frost in the spring season, and that's May 29th, 1894. So we are looking at a period of 30s here for lows throughout the week, and actually below freezing temperatures as we head into the weekend. So I wanted to prepare you for what is ahead. Take a look at our storm tracker maps this afternoon. Sun and clouds, fantastic weather day to get outside, with the exception, of course, of it being a little bit cooler, as well as the wind that will make it feel cooler out there. We're going to have some brief clearing tonight. I'm thinking about 8, 9, 10 o'clock as far as once the sun goes down. If you wanted to head out and try to take a look at some of those meteors that I was talking about here in the last half hour, we do have a meteor shower that is peaking into tomorrow morning. So that'll be our brief window of clearing tonight, because clouds do thicken up overnight and into the morning on Tuesday itself. So cloudy to start the day Tuesday. Take a look at the rest of the forecast hour by hour. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a low pressure system that's going to be tracking down to our south and then lifting over our area. And as that happens, it's going to be bringing rain with it. Best chance for rain in the afternoon right now. It looks like Pittsburgh and points to the south throughout the afternoon Tuesday, but that will be changing as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. It does become a little more widespread, as you see. So showers for sure by Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. And look at this. Our latest data is showing the temperatures getting cold enough to support some snow mixing in with rain by Wednesday morning. That's 8 a.m. So we are going to be tracking this forecast for you throughout the rest of the week. Take a look at our temperatures hour by hour for tomorrow. 39 at 8 goes to 47 at noon, 54 at 4. I think we get into the upper 50s tomorrow. Average high is 68. So we are running well below that. 58 at Greensburg, 58 in Indiana for tomorrow, and about 55 in Washington. Here's a check of the 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. We'll have those passing showers Tuesday, rain and snow showers potentially by Wednesday morning, dry Thursday, more showers coming in Friday with cool weather. I think by Friday night we could already start to see some more rain and snow showers. We'll carry that threat into Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon as the temperatures climb, a chance for showers. Overall, the pick day over the weekend to get outside is going to be Sunday. It'll be warmer and dry.
The pandemic has caused a popular cafe to close. The effect this could have on cats in need of adoption.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
You can get a lot of things on your phone when it comes to the weather, but you can't get Scott's expertise. He's trying to narrow in on your neighborhood to let you know what you could expect.
You're going to know what to wear. You're going to know what the kids need to wear.
We call Tricia Pittman our expert for good reason.
You ask Tricia, where is the closure? She knows it, and 3 ways around it.
She's been doing this longer than anybody else. She has a direct pipeline to PennDOT.
They're the best in the city. You're prepared every 10 minutes.
and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
New at noon, Sidney Crosby just donated 100,000 meals to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. The 120,000 pounds of food will be distributed across 11 counties in our region through food pantries, drive-up distributions, and home delivery service. The food bank has delivered already more than 4.2 million pounds of food. This is over the last 7 weeks. That is a 1 million pound increase over the same time last year.
Cat Cafe is closing for good. The owners say the economic strains of the pandemic are just too much. Colony Cafe has been in business in the Strip District for 3 years. They partnered with Animal Friends and in that time found homes for nearly 350 rescue cats. The owners plan to share more information in the coming days.
Some young artists in Hempfield spent their Sunday creating some colorful chalk designs. Our Trib partners say families in the neighborhood came up with $1,000 to donate to a local organization. The kids are from Maxwell Elementary School and Hempfield High School. 20 families participated. Judges decided which artwork they liked the best. That determined which organization got the money.
Priceless reaction when his toddler hits his first ever home run. Little Asher was shocked and began sprinting around the bases while his dad just went nuts.
Super cute. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is at 5.
Have a good day.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
There is a lot of discussion about how COVID-19 impacts pregnancy. Joining me today to talk about that is the president of UPMC Magee-Womans Hospital, Dr. Richard Biggie. Now, Dr. Biggie, can you tell me a little bit about the virus and how it impacts pregnancy?